and maybe, just maybe, get one of those quick $25,000 checks. But I'm not promising anything. Thanks, Shiyan, for being on the show.
Thanks, Peter. Really appreciate it.
Well, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that conversation that I had with Shiyan Koh from Hustle Fund. And if I didn't say it earlier, I think I did say it actually, but I should have. I always forget, but Shiyan has invested in me before. She's currently invested in me. So that's a disclaimer. So there might be a little bit of a bias there. But one of the things that I really appreciated about Shiyan, we've interviewed the other two founders of Hustle Fund, Eric Bond and Elizabeth Yin. So make sure that you check those interviews out for sure. But one of the things that I really appreciate about Shiyan is just the way that she delivers and the way that she communicates. It's true, it's thoughtful, it's considerate. And I don't mind. And this is one of the things that as I'm working through this show and figuring out the cadence to it and trying to find my voice, this is something that we actually talked about after we had pressed the record or turned off the record button. Is she asked me, what have you learned so far? And I told her, I said, hey, I'm needing to find my own voice again. And so I appreciate that, those awkward moments, those awkward silences of consideration as she's thinking about her answer to my questions. I just loved her story. I love reading about her story. Obviously, I've known a lot previously, but you guys out there hadn't heard it before. But, going into university, wanting to be a policy and economics major, to moving into venture capital, where her parents, that's their career choice. So maybe the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree there. But one of the things that I really appreciated is her detailing out of her experiences in Singapore. And I just love learning these things. I love learning that there's 600 million people in that region, span over 10 countries, and they're young. Most of them are under 28 years old, and they have new habits, or not new habits, but they have their own habits, their own behaviors, their own consumption behaviors of how they use technology that are different from our Western world. And this is exciting. This is really exciting. And the reason is because their habits are different, because their consumption habits and their behaviors are different. This gives the entrepreneur an entirely new opportunity to serve that behavior, to serve that consumption habit, which is different than the Western world, which means you can make money on it. And for an entrepreneur who loves green fields, for an entrepreneur who loves to build, as Shiyan Koh obviously does, she likes to be part of the narrative, right? Part of the story, having her fingerprint in it and helping create from nothing there. For the entrepreneur who enjoys that adventure, you can be deeply and greatly rewarded. So I really appreciated her stories about Singaporeans and Asian Pacific individuals and their own behaviors. I did find this funny though, that I stumped her. I stumped her about the venison. Sometimes people just can't remember these things. But she did remember the quote about Twitter and YouTube being the great Satan. It was just such a random tweet. I love her answer to what she's looking forward to in 2020. So Hustle Fund recently just had an all hands management meeting, a retreat, and they're looking at helping their companies like us. They're helping their investments. They're looking to improve the way that they can serve their investments. And I love that. What else? Yeah. What a great conversation. We talked a lot about what this. Yeah, we spent a lot of time talking about other stuff offline, and I don't want to bring it up because it's not in my notes. Guys, make sure that you subscribe. We're all over the place. Go to vchunting.com or vchunting.com/guests, something like that. Go over to vchunting.com, guests, and you'll see that we're syndicating all over the place. So Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all over the podcasts. Subscribe to your favorite medium. Also, make sure that you subscribe to our newsletter. That's important too. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, with Shiyan Koh from Hustle Fund, make sure that you find your way over to vchunting.com/Shiyan Koh. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.